All right, welcome everyone. Welcome the committee. Thank you again for coming out. I thank everyone else who's come to join us tonight. I love when community people come. We want to get more and more of this going on. I welcome everyone. Does everyone have an agenda? And does everyone sign in? Okay, great. My name is Mike Pearson. I'm chairperson of this committee. Um, the other members of the committee, I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Jessica Sayers. I have been in Smyrna all my life, and I have two small children in the district, and I work in town and own a home in town, and I'm passionate to help in any way possible.
Hi, Lisa Stoner Torbert. I have not been here all my life, but I feel like this is my home. Okay, and I am a former teacher and employee of the Department of Education, and now I do some independent consulting, so in education, so very passionate about opportunities, particularly for our youth.
My name is Roberta Allen. I'm a senior. I don't know if you know that, but I mean, I'm a senior. Don't let the white hair fool you. I like to go out. I enjoy people. I want to be with people. I want to go. I want to do now in my retirement, and I want to do it with all the seniors that would like to do that also. That's what my goal is.
Thank you. I'm a 40-year resident of Smyrna. I raised my kids here. I'm not originally from this town. However, I basically adopted it as my hometown. And I've been involved with the community now for a while. Been involved with Parks and Recreation for, I guess, about 5 or 6 years. This is my first tenure as the chair. One of the things that we aim to do here is get a lot of input from the community on things that matter to you when it comes to Parks and Recreation. And excuse me just a minute, please. Hello. 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 One of the things that we are involved in is we're involved in with the initiative that started with mayor and council about unity in the community. And we are a vital part of that here on this committee. We're hoping that maybe the recreational opportunities and the opportunities in our parks can help bring people together. This is what we really want. So go ahead with the really with the agenda minutes. Everyone get a copy of the minutes? Well, I know I did.
I don't think they were. I think she was emailed.
Yeah, I only emailed them. I didn't print them out. I'm sorry.
Oh, you did?
I didn't
What
print.
minutes did I read?
I sent them. She asked if they were printed. I didn't print them.
Okay. Are there any comments or additions to the minutes?
No. Good job, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It was a lot.
You didn't
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so with that being agreed upon, we do have a few visitors here tonight. I will give you time at the end of the meeting, once we get all of our stuff out of the way, to bring forth whatever you may want to bring forth here. I know a couple, Debbie, I'm glad to see you again. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm just right here. She was just resting here. She's just resting her hand.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you, were you,
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm just resting my hand like this.
Okay, is there, do you represent yourself or organization or?
I just represent myself. I was invited here by Miss Tabitha. So she asked if she's like, hey, you should start coming to the Parks and Rec meetings. There's a lot of stuff that we wanna do, and I think that you have a good passion to help us complete some of this stuff.
That's awesome.
She's
That's
one of
great.
my regulars. I work over at the Starbucks in Smyrna.
Awesome. So, yeah.
So if you guys have come through, you guys have definitely seen me.
Thank you.
But yeah, she's been one of my regulars for well, for like the past 2 years since I started working there. And she invited me to come along, so I fulfilling
There you
my
are.
promise
Thank you.
of coming out to
Oh, that's really nice of you.
to see what it's like, and if there's any assistance that's needed.
There is actually, so
Yeah.
we'll make sure we talk after the meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir.
Definitely. What's your name?
Something to do.
Anne?
Yes, nice to meet you guys.
Yes, ma'am. Your name's ma'am. Jennifer. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you for coming back. Okay, any announcements from, members? I know Mr. Drew is not here tonight, but is there any, announcements, you guys want to bring forth? All right, beginning of the meeting here.
I mean, we have a couple things, we're going into, we want to go into this.
We get right into old business, right?
Yep, so the holiday.
I think Roberta has announcements.
Wait, my turn. I heard a rumor.
Uh-oh.
All right, so I heard a rumor that on Carter Road and 13 on the southbound side, I believe. We're getting a, what's that called? The Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight?
Hmm?
That's the rumor I don't know if it's a rumor or true. Harbor Freight and some other stores. But not, the other stores were not named. But Harbor Freight on the southbound side, Carter and 13.
The first one?
I heard, not to verify anything, but Weiss Market.
Weiss?
Yeah.
That opened in Middletown.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So, a few years back, Weiss was buying out a lot of food lines on Delmarva. And then it was quiet for a few years here. Now it looks like they're expanding. They just opened one up in Middletown, and there's another one I saw somewhere. I forget where it is now. And I think they want to come to Smyrna. That's what I've heard.
So Middletown is moving to Smyrna.
No, they're not moving. They're gonna open up a separate.
Well,
plant.
no, I mean,
Expanding.
and
Oh, I
all
see what you mean.
all the Middletown stuff is moving to Smyrna.
Well, once they find out there's money to be made, so this is a growing area, and
There's a lot coming.
Mhm.
yeah, I think there's more coming too. I haven't heard,
There's a Applebee's.
Applebee's. Okay.
I've heard that.
I've
Yeah,
heard of
I've heard that
Applebee's,
will-
yes.
They've gotten their business license or something,
Mhm.
so I've heard that is
Oh,
confirmed.
they're a short thing.
There's a new restaurant coming downtown.
Oh, awesome.
Beginning of the year, I spoke to the owners of that, so they have been in there renovating, they're working on the front steps today, so right on the corner, Main Street and Commerce. The old lemon leaf.
Oh, so
Oh, lemon leaf, okay.
Yep. So they're excited, they're supposed to be, I think, in February.
Oh, that's.
And they've had a food truck, so they've won first state favorites a lot, and they do, it's Dixie's Down Home Cooking.
Oh, yes. Mhm.
So, they had the food truck here for Halloween. So, the owners seem very excited to be downtown, and I think it'd be great to have
Mhm.
something like that, so
Oh,
it'll be
that's-
good.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh, I have some things too.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a member, but I have some things. I received an email from a gentleman from Brazilian United. I just wanted to give you all a heads up that he would be, he's going to be hosting at some point during next summer a 1 week soccer program for the community. So I just wanted to let you all know that he's going to be out there. I know, Pop Warner's usually out there, sometimes Little Lass and Pop Warner cheerleader. So we're gonna have another guy. He's just gonna be on one of the open fields because we're renovating the 2 softball fields. Probably late winter, early spring. We'll get that project started.
So was he applying for a permit?
Not right now because our permitting process, I've just learned recently, is also in the works of being changed. So he's just giving us a heads up that he's coming and he would like to, have it promoted more. So
So like a summer camp? type
yeah,
of
just a
thing?
1 week summer camp for soccer kids. Yep. Or for kids who want to learn more about soccer. So that's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can get the paperwork done.
Yeah, right now it's a Brazilian United, so he told me today that right now he's in Brazil or he'd be here tonight. But that's just something he's wants to put forth to have here in Smyrna. So it's just 1 week. So I know Pop Warner usually does a lot of promoting and stuff, so he just wanted to let us know that, if he could somehow communicate with, the locals on him bringing that club here for a week. And I'm like, sure,
Yeah.
just let us know.
All you have to let us know.
Yeah.
And get the paperwork completed, so we,
Yeah, so we know.
public safety is aware and everybody's aware.
Yep.
So-
And then I heard on Facebook through First State that there was a groundbreaking today for a new recreational facility.
Really?
Yeah,
First I've heard of it.
Like an indoor sports
Yep.
complex. right?
indoor sports complex.
In Smyrna, and it's been funded by
Mm-hmm.
like private. like,
It's
a group of
private
people.
funding. Yeah, yeah.
They funded, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about it. I just happened to be at lunch and it popped up on my news feed and
Yes.
40,
South Dupont Highway.
something like that. Yep, in Smyrna. I have no idea. Yeah. So I thought that would be interesting.
I don't know.
I read the,
Exact.
yeah, it was 40
40
something. Yeah, at South Dupont. The person running it is the property owner and apparently a local TikTok star.
Mhm.
Don't know her, and to be honest, I'm on TikTok like it's going out of style, so I've never come across that on my pages. So, but I wanted to give you all a heads up that that's,
Hopefully it'll be a great.
yeah, they're supposed to start sometime early, I think early next year to start building, but the groundbreaking was this morning.
How about that? This is gonna be a new building.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a nice complex. Not as big as the one probably down in, was that Felton, Milton,
Oh, Frederica.
Frederica? Yeah. But yeah, it's supposed to be a nice complex. So we'll
Okay.
see that coming to fruition probably late next year. So
So
yeah.
is it gonna be in town or is it in county? Do we know?
We don't know.
No.
idea.
We just learned about it. So that-
40, 38. We don't have a lot of DuPont Parkway Highway. Route 13 itself is a little like a puzzle piece.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
Parkway, then it's Boulevard. then
And then it's highway, and then depending on where they're located, it's just
Mhm.
some of it's county, some of it's town. So
Okay.
I'll pull it up if I can and we can talk.
Glad-
I'll bring it up later. Yeah.
Glad to hear that. That's something nice. Okay. Finally, some good things happening. Okay, yeah, we can, if there's no other announcements, we can move right into old business, holiday parties.
Holiday parts, yes. So the Smyrna Diner has a table and supplies at any time that if a family's in there eating and the children want to make a card, it's a group effort to collect a bundle of cards to give to the local first responders. So I know Starbucks has agreed to do a couple dates. So I'm not sure exactly when, but I know we're flexible with whatever works for you guys, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I have heard Miss Tabitha talk about that when she has come into the store. So
I think she may have gotten dates today because she was supposed
Okay.
to text them to me. So I think she has gotten that lined up with them. And then Tractor Supply has also agreed to do 2 different days of it. And they're open to whenever works for us, works for them. And we are also gonna have a table set up at the caroling on the plaza. Caroling on the plaza the day of the 14th. We will have a table there and that will be the last day that we collect those because we will be presenting them at the end of that night. Or the next day. So something that's constantly going, but I know seems like we're getting some together, so it should be nice to be able to present those.
Can I add that too?
Yeah.
As we were talking earlier, maybe the guy, I teach Sunday school, so I'm gonna have my Sunday school kids do it, so if you all know, or anybody knows, just other groups that meet that might be able to, you know, it doesn't have to just be through one of those.
Yeah,
too,
I was gonna
so,
reach out to the school that my kids, one of my
Yeah.
son goes to, and
Cool.
talk to the art teacher
Yeah,
and see if
that's
that,
great.
they would do it.
yeah, so just kind of brainstorm any groups that we know that might. You know,
And they don't have to be children. So Tabby was saying that, some of the, she called them the traditional community sometimes likes to just write like positive notes. It doesn't have to be a card. It can just be a note or a positive thought or whatever. And she said they love those just as much as well. So if you want to get your
We do
group.
that already.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, we make cookies for them, and when we're packing up the cookies, we do
And
that.
we, that's
And we
awesome.
deliver,
That's
we
awesome.
personally deliver.
There you go. That's awesome. Love that.
I'll reach out also, contact the library about the other stuff and see through like their children's programs and
Yeah.
stuff that they might want to do that through.
Yeah,
So I'll
have the
contact
tables
them
there
about
too
that.
for like the arts and crafts, and
Yes.
maybe they'll wanna have one area just that they could.
Yeah, they
have
can
for
just
that.
leave them out. I'll talk to Jordan.
Awesome, thank you. I think that's all.
Okay, yeah,
for
thank you,
that.
thank you, Jeff. No, it sounds like that's rolling. And, I know that, it was a pretty good project last year. And we were able to get that done, and I'm glad we're able to do it this year. And again, maybe I need to get a little more familiar with it, but not, I'm not familiar with that particular program. So anyway, okay. Upcoming town events, there's one big event that I want to, highlight tonight, and that's, caroling on the square, which will be in front of Town Hall, December 14th. And this is a time where the community can come out and just kind of join each other just to celebrate the holidays. It's it's prior to the holidays, of course, but which is the best thing to do. There will be caroling going on. You can join in if you want to bring your group to have a big caroling section. I think I heard a couple of food vendors might be there.
That's what I heard. Mhm.
And so hopefully we'll have good weather, and you'll have I think Mayor Gott is going to be bringing out a screen, a big screen, where we're going to have you know, not only the caroling but also um something playing in the background. It was a nice event last year, and hopefully we'll have more this year, make this into a bigger event. We'd like to get more community organizations involved in this, and to bring your organization out. We're working on that now, and maybe we can get some of the churches to come out, maybe we get some other community organizations to come out to help us out with all this. It's just an event to help bring the community together. And as I said, last year, there were people there last year. I was surprised at the amount of people that were there, and I'm hoping expecting more this year. That's a big event I want to promote tonight. So
It's at 6, right?
It's at
It's
6
6
o'clock.
o'clock.
that's at 6 p.m. Yes, it'd be right in front of Town Hall.
Could I add to that link? So at that event with the table that we're doing for the holiday cards, we are also gonna have a trailer that has been donated to us by Tractor Supply. We're doing a food drive, where Tabby's calling it the Hall for Hunger. So our goal is to load a trailer with non-perishable foods that we can then turn around and donate back to the local food pantry. So that will be going on that day. And then we also have a toy drive that we're working on for Blackbird Community Center. And they collect for families that need a little bit of extra help with the holidays. And last year they were able to help 50 families just between Smyrna, Clayton, and Townsend. So they get those names from the school district, and she told me they have 45 students so far. So we are collecting for them at the jewelry store, but there's also a box for them at Town Hall. And then the day of the event, we will be doing the finalization of the collection because they will be getting all of the items in compilation the next day. So we're having that, and then the coat drive that we have going on. So we'll be collecting coats, toys, and food at the caroling event.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So it's already bigger than last year. And as again, I want to say that this is really a time for the community to come out, spread the word around, 6 p.m., right in front of Town Hall on December 14th, and we just pray for good weather. One year we didn't have good weather, and we had to cancel, but, hopefully it'll be good weather that night.
The weekend before is the parade.
Right.
Clayton.
Mhm.
So we'll have lots of festive things going on.
A lot of festive things going on. We have the Clayton Christmas Parade, which, will be in Clayton, it'll be in the evening
It's at 5 o'clock
at 5 o'clock,
on
right?
Sunday, like the Sunday
Sunday.
before, so.
Okay.
That'd be nice, sorry.
Okay, any other town events that, might be being held by organizations that I'm not really aware of right now? Anything else going on?
There's a luncheon,
Luncheon.
the one,
Community.
the Thanksgiving community, thanks.
Yes, okay. So, at the elementary school on South Street, Sunday, this coming Sunday, from about 2 to 5, free meal, entire meal. All for free. You could eat it there or take it home, whichever you prefer. So that's this Sunday, 2 to 5, and, wait, let me just check that, 2 to 5?
Smyrna Elementary.
I think
That's
that's
Smyrna.
yeah. Smyrna Elementary. 2 to 5.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Roberta.
I'm going to just dip into new business for a second about the Unity and the Community Calendar. There is a calendar, it's gonna have all these events on there. That will be available for all the residents. They can see everything that's going on. And it's going to be not only Smyrna, but it will be, Kenton and Clayton. So it's gonna be one probably massive
Did you see?
calendar that is going to be developed, and does anyone know where we are on that Unity and Community
She did
calendar?
one last month.
Well,
Did
she
you-
sent out
did
the
she-
calendar,
They did,
she did. She
Yeah,
sent
and
it
it's
out.
amazing, like.
But
the-
they're working on the online site,
okay.
but she sent it.
Did Tabby say that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my Tabby's email ends up in my spam folder. I
It was-
don't
it
check
was-
that all the time.
Yeah, it was on there.
Okay, I'll,
If I can find it again, I'll send it.
good, I'll get the email, then I'll make her send it again. Okay, so the calendar is out, it will be added to, it'll be added to as we go on, as more and more organizations become aware of it, and they can promote their own little thing going on. Again, I'll point to that little poster over there. It's all part of, unifying this community, into a community that is really awesome. It's already a nice community, let's make it better. There's a lot of miscommunication sometimes going on. One of the things that I think we've all encountered, I know I've encountered, is that you go to an event and you find out there was another event the exact same day that you really didn't hear about. And you kind of wish you did, because there was no central area where you could actually find out about it. And then people having the other event, it wasn't really that well attended. So this way, maybe we can actually, everybody be aware of what's going on. And if you want to have an event, the organization, you look at the calendar, and there's already an event going on that day, or maybe 2 events going on that day. You may want to think of maybe having it another day. That way you don't overlap too many events in one day. That way you may be a little more successful. So, I will be checking that calendar out and going from there. I spoke to Mayor Gott really quickly this afternoon. She's on her way to Utah, so,
I just forwarded it.
yeah, it's just, oh, thank you. It's just, there's a couple of things, that I'll bring up here in a minute, about what you said, but, but you should mention that. So moving on to old business, one of the things, 2 things that this committee has developed, okay, is a youth commission and a senior commission. We've been trying to identify at-risk groups here in Smyrna, and youth are definitely at risk. No matter how much we want to say youth are doing fine. They are, because of what's going on today, they are in that risk group. And seniors, are left out of the loop about a lot of stuff going on in town. No one seems to want to bother to tell them about it. So we're going to end that too. And they'll be able to get the help that they can need, but we're going to coordinate that through these two commissions. Lisa has stepped up to start hitting up and do some structural work on the youth commission. What update do we have, Lisa, on that?
Just based on our last meeting, I shared that we had some guidelines to get that started, and I got input from Mr. Morrison, who's at Smyrna Elementary and has been part of the district, gave me some input, as there were two young ladies that were here from the Student Government Association. And so Gabby, the president, she also gave me some input, and is interested in serving on the youth commission also. Yeah, she said she definitely plans on applying, and she had some really good ideas too, and just making connections with the school district also. So that's, kind of where we are as far as we need to get those guidelines tightened up, and then start figuring out kind of a recruitment and application process. And
Right.
I love the idea of keeping them informed, and I also really want their voices to be heard, just like we want every group to be heard, right? And to feel like they have say, because I just feel like with their youth, and as a lifelong educator, I can say, like, guilty myself, a lot of times say, oh yeah, we involve youth because we do something, and then we say, hey, what do you think? And then they're like, yeah, sure, that's great, but instead of being there from the very beginning. So I think just having them involved and giving them the opportunity not only to help shape what this looks like for the Parks and Rec, but maybe eventually expanding to more, with other town affairs also. I think it might be a nice model. So we'll get it off the ground and running, and if anybody is interested or wants to see the guidelines, if you'll just see me after this, let me make sure I get your email address, and I will send it to you. We'll still get, and then I'm gonna send it to you all again one more time, and
Yeah.
once we get a little bit more input, then we'll start kind of on the next steps.
I want to thank you, Lisa. It was a really, really good start on those guidelines, and I think we were way ahead of the game.
Okay.
It's really good. I really liked it.
All right. Thank you.
This has been something which I know I have been thinking about for a few years. I'm involved with youth in the community, and you don't realize how many good ideas, how many how interested some of those people would be if we gave them an opportunity to be. So I went ahead and spoke, I think it was on the first week in November. I spoke with my scout group and I spoke with the youth leaders of that group about about youth commission in Smyrna, and it was a very positive reaction to all of that. Now, some of the kids are not going to get involved in it. They're not, they're really not going to be interested in it. But I've got a group, there was maybe 6 or 8 sitting there. Half of them put their hands up as to maybe wanting to get involved in it. And this is a great opportunity for the 13 to 18-year-old age group to learn more about their community, to learn more about how the community runs, to try to understand more about what, if they hear things happening in the community with town government, why it happened. They'll be able to be exposed to some workings of town government. They're going to be an advisory committee. We're going to keep it local, Rankin Park and Recreation for now, and then we'll see how town council wants to run it from there. So I talked to some people in other towns in reference to youth commissions, and one that I spoke to in California, he basically told me that that youth commission now is an actual advisory committee to the town council. They're their own separate entity. They're not part of any other committee. They've gotten to that point, and they have several members. It's a much larger town than ours. But they have maybe 50 or 60 members, and they they have their own, they have their own leadership on that commission. And they give a report every month to the city council there. And I hope this is something that maybe we can eventually get to in our progress with it as we move on. And
The only other thing, if I could just add, I think it's really important as we do this too, to make sure that the youth that we have on the commission are representative of our community. A lot of times there are, young people who step up and their voices are heard, and that is great, and we want that, those that are, more inclined to do that, but there's a lot of youth that are not always heard. And I think it's very important that we try to reach those young people also and see if we can get them involved, because, finding out that's where we lack, right? And so I think just making sure that that we have a very diverse youth commission and that is really representative of our committee, and that we have voices that are different ages and different race and backgrounds and genders, and just making sure that we're fully represented is super important.
yes, I wanna like to see all youth groups in town have at least one maybe representative on this. All the churches, schools, all the other youth organizations which operate in town. Hopefully that will be my goal, to have someone from each group. That is, we'll be able to hear from more than, I don't want to see it get into 2 or 3 groups being active and that's it. I like for a whole, everybody to be active. Hopefully like Boys and Girls Club and other organizations, just either sending a couple of representatives or a representative to the youth commission meetings, which will start very possibly as part of this committee. And then we'll branch them out a little bit from there. We can get maybe some officers and some mentors to help them with this. All gonna be a learning process for them too. And that's why we need all groups represented in that commission or in that committee, however, vernacular, if you want to call it.
So we originally put the guidelines for like 8 to 12 members, just so it was a good working committee, but I think there's a really good way to have even a group of 8 to 12 that are representative, that also reach out to others. So it's something that's, we actually can roll up our sleeves and get some work done too.
And it's going to be something which I'm going to be mentioning at the council. And hopefully we can get, I know Scott was going to be coming to town council meeting starting in February. So we're going to have some kids there. But not all of them maybe want part of this. They're working on America, but I think the town council, I think in a way, going out on a limb out here, but they need to hear from the kids. They really do. And that leads me into the senior commission, because you need to hear from the seniors too. Roberta has stepped forward for the senior commission. And
am I in trouble? What did I do?
yes, Roberta, you're always in trouble.
Step forward.
Yeah, you step forward with that, and I can't think of a better person in Smyrna to lead up any type of Smyrna commission. The senior commission, she's very active in the senior community, and so I think her and I are going to be getting together on some ideas. We're going to be getting that off the ground also. But really with the senior commission, I would like to have seniors in town aware of things that are going on, which they can be part of, and also submit their input also as part of the commission. Again, as an advisory capacity, move it up to this committee over to town council. And, they can, so the town council is going to be hearing from, hopefully in 2026, they're going to be hearing from the youth in town, and they're going to be hearing from the seniors in town, along with all the other people who go up there and, make comments and everything else. So they'll be hearing from those 2 groups, and, really, we need to not, take people out, we bring people in. You know, umbrella, we bring people into our umbrella here instead of pushing them out for some particular reason because, you know, but Vera, do you ever get the feeling sometimes that with people who are somewhat younger than us, at least in maybe not in body and spirit, but you know, then they seem to say, well, you know, they really don't know what they're talking about. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and have you ever noticed how, you know, as your kids get older and older, they come back to you and say, hey, yeah, you know, you were right back then when you told me all that, you know? So, you know, the wisdom of sometimes older people can be a really good thing. And I think it would be really nice to have the seniors and the youth also collaborate a little bit. Because there are so many seniors out there who have so much to give and so much to offer, so much life experience that is just all inside of them.
Oh, yeah.
And the youth who are exuberant and excited and you want to go out and try new things and do new things, you know, they may have someone right here in the community that's done it. You know, one example right here in this community. There was a person come, they wanted to do the entire length of the Appalachian Trail. And, you know, they were trying to get information together how they could do it. And I said, well, excuse me, we've had two or three people who live in this town who have done that. We have some avid hikers in this town. So I connected them together. And I mean, the one gentleman's almost 90. And he lit right up when he knew this young person wanted to do stuff like that. And he just completely just all the information, all his life experience just came right out. And this young guy was absolutely amazed at what he had done. And he said, I just hope I can do what he did, you know. So I think that kind of collaboration is always a good thing. So two things coming forward here in 2026. Hopefully by this time next year, they'll be up and running, both of them.
It'd be neat if we set goals for both of these commissions, that we have like a common goal
Yeah.
between, like one of our goals be common
Be
between.
common, be
the
collaboration
State
between
Commission
both of
and
them.
the Youth Commission.
Yeah,
That would be
absolutely,
valuable.
absolutely, yes. Okay, any other questions on those? You know, a lot of this, you know, what we are here, we're here as an advisory committee to town council. We don't really make decisions. We push forward our recommendations to town council, and then they're the folks that make the decisions. But they listen to us, and a lot of times our ideas do get approved. So things that maybe start here as discussions and then can move forward up to town council with further discussion and possible implementation. So that's why we're here. I mentioned the Unity and Community Calendar, which is out there. Thank you, Lisa, for forwarding that to me. Yeah, I need some ideas here. Communication within the community. It's really nice to send out emails, text messages, and that type of thing, your messages on social media. But not everyone has email or texting, or they don't really participate in social media that much. But we still want to communicate with them somehow. This has been an issue been brought up by several people, not just myself, but other people who work on committees in town, of getting the word out. You know, we could send our meeting notices out on the Smyrna tidbits, which I need to put back on again. We can send them out through emails, we can send them out through other things. Is there anything else anybody can suggest we can do?
This is very random and probably not that big of a deal, but the old library, outside of that, there's a white it's like a little tiny standing. And so in there is like places where you can put flyers and whatnot. So I live right there. So we walk by that once a week and there's never anything in it.
Oh,
And that's one of those like focal areas that's just like, it's there already. If you're walking downtown, like if we have like the monthly calendar, like once we get that up and running, let's print that out
Just
once
put
a
that
month
out there,
and
yeah.
put that there. I think, you know, any local organizations that are having something like a food drive or some type of, you know, fundraiser, like, I think that would be a nice kind of area to like, just post things.
Yeah,
How about laundromats, libraries, grocery stores? They have these bulletins.
Mhm.
People
Yeah, bulletin boards,
go to
right.
the laundromat.
Yeah,
Laundromat is something,
Libraries, a lot of elders go to the libraries because they may not have computers at home, or be able to afford that type of setup. So they would see that at the library.
I mean, it's smart, because if, you know, you think about, you wanna reach the people that don't have that technology,
Mhm,
so
they
then
go
you
to the
kinda go
library.
back into the old, and it's like, how did we do it then? We posted
Right,
things on
right.
bulletin boards with a
Right.
little rip off on the
Right.
bottom that you could take
Yeah.
for information,
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah, and we just actually, on the board at the library, and they just came up with guidelines for the bulletin boards there, and this would totally fit within the guidelines, you know, you just can't like sell things, type of thing.
Right.
But this would fit perfectly, so I think that's a really good idea, and the post office, you know.
Yep.
In town, I mean, is it
Even if-
posted in town hall?
Like I pay my bill here,
Yeah.
at town hall, so,
Yeah, I don't know
Why
if
not?
anything's posted, yeah.
yeah, I mean, they have the.
I don't know.
little
who would I talk?
news pamphlets.
Posting, I don't know about Tory, but I know previous administration only once town stuff posted at town hall.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I could ask the town
Or like a
manager,
town events thing, like
right?
a calendar once a month, even if it's like a single
Yeah.
calendar of like town events, I feel like that's.
So last year we printed out the calendar and left it in the lobby.
Yeah.
And people
So
took
people
them
could
as
pick it
needed.
up.
That's
Yeah.
cool, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't see him having a problem with us putting something
I
in the
like that
lobby.
though, like the,
Like, we have the gym here in Smyrna now. There's a couple here, you have what is it, Planet, then there's,
Snap, the
Snap, and then what's the other one?
Anytime.
Anytime, those three, I think, and a lot of the youth are going to be at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
so I think that would be a good place to.
I think any place that people go.
Yeah. you just don't-
Laundromat I don't thought of, thank you for bringing that one
well,
up.
that's a good one, cause you're
That's a
in
good
there,
one,
you
yeah.
have time to kill, so you're reading anything that you can find.
I
Right.
go to Anytime, like I've been a member of Anytime Fitness for like over like 2 years now, so.
Do you know if they have like a bulletin board in there?
They do have a bulletin board
There you
that
go.
you're able to, I've put stuff up there before when I've done like a rock challenge.
Yeah,
So like they have a bulletin board that you can just like post stuff up there on, and most of it now is mostly just like advertisements for like clothing that you can buy from Anytime Fitness. And I'm also very good friends with the manager there, because she's also the mom of one of my coworkers. So her and I have a very good relationship, so I can put stuff up in the gym, at least at any time
that's
if
awesome.
needed.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
So there are places that we can, I'll think of some more.
CVS,
Around,
where
yeah,
we
we
have-
can get notices
Well,
out.
Pharmacies, yeah,
I think,
like a
please
land
put down,
apothecary.
you know, anyone really going into Walgreens, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think this-
Smyrna Diner would be a good place.
Yeah.
I was literally just thinking that.
And I bet you will. What's the other one?
Betsy Ross.
Betsy
So
Ross.
that's the answer to our question, Mike, how do we solve that, bridge that gap, is good old
Pat's-
fashioned
Good old
post.
Pat's like Patty, like
Very
local,
busy, yeah.
local.
But you need to have a QR code. Because everybody understands.
Oh, yeah,
Do the QR code and then download it.
If they have a smartphone. Some
Yeah.
People don't.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
we're talking about, some people like trying to. read
Yeah, that's
it,
what, like,
don't
yeah.
have the technology.
Like for
don't
people
believe
who
in a smartphone.
don't have smartphones, who are not on the internet, who are, you know, just don't want to be there. And they're missing a lot of notices, and they're missing a lot of information. I think if we could go back to the way we used to do it for those folks, okay? I mean, it worked, it worked somehow, so we can make it work again. And yeah, we
The
can
one
start-
thing about the calendar is, I was trying to pull it up, but it's not loading, but it's multiple pages, so. I think if you had the calendar posted and you had a QR code, because some people would pick that up, right? So I think if you had both, because like to look through that calendar was a little,
It was a lot.
it was good. It was like overwhelming, but it was a good overwhelming,
Oh,
but
yeah.
there was so much, like, you're not gonna glance, you know, how like if you see a flyer, you glance at it and you
Mhm.
know the meaning, you're not gonna glance at this calendar and
Yeah,
It's about
it's,
making sure that it's on the tidbits, town
Yeah.
tidbits.
yeah, they're working on the online.
They're working on it.
version of
Yeah.
I think,
it's
So-
like a breakdown, like it, instead of it being like a monthly calendar, it looked like it was like. You could list like the one and then everything that's like on the first and then like it's like the complete month, but it's every food drive,
it's like
ever,
a lot of
like
stuff.
everything
Yeah,
that's
it's
going
not-
on, yeah. But it was definitely like,
This place is
I was
good.
looking at it thinking, this is amazing, there's so much going on.
Yeah, and that we don't know too, so
Yeah.
I think when they get it online, that'll be great for some population, and then. Having it posted where people can pick it up, and then I love the idea of having a QR code too, because a lot of people will use that.
And what about your churches? Cause
Mhm.
churches is a place where a lot of people go and they meet, and if the person who's doing the speaking mentions it, you know, they're more likely to talk amongst themselves and.
Yeah, I know, like at Asbury, we have a bulletin board right when you walk in the door now, so that, and we put those kind of stuff there, so. we Absolutely do that.
Okay.
Did this start before 7?
It's six.
Yeah,
Really? Well, I'm sorry, I thought
It's okay.
it was 7.
it's okay, okay, Ben. Okay, I think just looking over the goals that I have today, I think we're moving in the right direction with them. And as long as we can keep our focus on our goals, and which we are doing, so I think we can, that's the only other thing I want to mention about that. I think we're doing well, in getting our goals, met. So, any other business, before we hear from the public? Any other business for the place?
The only,
Oh, go ahead.
No, no, okay.
The only other thing I wanted to mention, and Mike and I are both part of this, so you've seen the stage that's out by the cemetery, so it's. Part of Asbury Church, we build it as Asbury Fellowship Park. We're actually incorporating that, so we do have, in the summer, we have once a month, we have a church service out there. But we want to really encourage community use also, and so. Like I said, Mike and I, we just, actually, our first meeting is in December.
Mhm.
Are part of the board for that, but just looking at like putting some guidelines together for usage and that type of thing, which we've kind of already started to outline. But it'll be great for community usage also, and so we really want to make that connection between, it's just another way to connect, so I just mentioned it in case you all know of anything or have any events that you might want to consider using that space for. Just let us know and we'll have more information as we move forward too.
And then I just wanted to follow up, it's, for that facility, sports facility,
Mhm.
it is kind of cat a corner from, Garrison's Lake. So it's on the northbound side where the Economy Inn is at. It's gonna be right next to it, according to Google Maps.
Next to it.
The Economy Inn, that's right on the northbound side across from Garrison's Lake.
Okay.
There's, I guess, an open field as you're coming north, right next to Economy Lodge. There's an open field there. Yeah, so it's gonna be catty corner of Garrison Lake on the northbound side.
On
That's where
13?
the sports team.
On 13?
On 13, yep, down by, on the
Motel.
northbound side next to Economy Inn, yeah. So I don't know if they purchased Economy Inn as well and they're just, but that's according to so, but according to the Google Maps, that's where that's going to be, so, yeah,
People who live around here for a while, I think want to see the whole place go,
well, yeah,
all of it,
well, yeah,
the motel and the business.
but yes, so,
Okay, all right, now it's time. I'd like to hear from the community tonight. Any concerns you have, any suggestions you may have? We're all adults, criticism is good too. Uh, let's, anybody like to start off with a comment tonight? We're open, we're here.
Jennifer, I know you were at the last meeting too. Did you have concerns or were you just here to like make sure you didn't miss anything?
No, I actually talked to, the mayor, and just this week, actually, we've been touching base quite often. My concerns are continuous, and it's in regarding the Smyrna Park. Sunnyside, the Sunnyside Park there in Smyrna, what is that?
The park is Sunnyside and Bon Air,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a ongoing, deep dive into finding out how we can make that space better. Finding out, you know. She's, Tabitha's going to give me a list of all of the. Police reports for that area, because not just, we've had a few shootings. And we've had some carjacking that led into totaling out 3 cars. My neighbor's not here with me tonight, but one of the vehicles was my son's car. And then probably 3 weeks after that, if that, there was a raid. It was it wasn't Smyrna police, it was.
DEA, right? I've
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was right around the corner from my house, and I'm having my coffee about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I just hear a pop, 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 and a bunch of rambling and noise talking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? And I'm thinking it's, gunfire.
That's scary.
And so I found that it was a drug raid, but it was right around the corner from my house, so it's not just the park concerns with the drugs and the drug dealing and the recent car theft and shooting, which was right out in front of my house, near my house. It's just the safety of the youth, and 2 houses are up for sale now right in my block. And ours might be next, but I don't run from problems. I try to fix them. But that's why I'm here advocating for my community, because I want to make it better and I want to stay here. And I do like Smyrna, and I feel like these meetings are important, and if we have good committee and they listen, they hear us, and we work together, we can do something. If you just speak once and you're like, oh, screw this is not gonna get accomplished, I'm done.
You're never gonna get it.
You're never gonna get anything done, so I'm here, I wanna be engaged, I want to be present, and I wanna help, and I've offered, to everyone that if I can be anywhere, help with anything, just let me know, but again, my main focus was the concerns with my immediate community because of the park. There's kids, there's adults,
Has there been a meeting with like the police chief about any of that? Like a
That's
sit down, like
public
let's put.
Like Public
yeah.
Works, right?
Like,
Yeah.
so that's what I would recommend with
I
that. Not that
went
it's.
to the public safety meeting,
Yeah.
it really wasn't beneficial at that moment. I just feel like I need to get on
It's-
the mayor's calendar, and I need to talk to the right people, because.
Yeah.
And once I think that, Tabitha provides the police report. The reports for the area, and gives me the number, I can just go from there. There's a lot of things that I've come across, and concerns from the neighbors, and,
But even if it's a matter of, and I'm not speaking on anybody's behalf, but even if it's a matter of like just having like patrol cars ride through there, where it's like police presence, when it's something to kind of
yeah, we talked
let
about
everybody
that.
know, like,
Yeah.
we are here, we're paying attention, and we're not gonna
They-
be okay with
They
that.
do call the area, but it's quiet right now. And it's also, school's in session, summers, summers end as
Yeah.
fall. But
And just like a
Just-
problem that's like the last 6 months or like the
oh
last.
no, this has been going on for the last few years, but
Wow.
it's escalated. I mean, within 6 months, we had a bunch of youth driving around piled in the back of their truck, misbehaving, cussing out neighbors, being disrespectful. We had, there were 3 shootings. And then the DEA came through and busted the drug house. And then it's just, just behavior, cars getting, cars are just parked and left.
Yeah.
And there's no accountability. I'm constantly on the phone with Smyrna, filing complaints or talking with this person at Public Works, talking to this person with the town of Smyrna, and they probably get tired of hearing from me. And I even grab the guys that go to the park on their rotation and that empty the trash. And that's a problem too, because it's not getting done correctly and timely, and I'll monitor that because I'm walking that park. They're not emptying the trash cans, they're not changing out the bags, they are not cleaning out the bottom of the trash cans when they change the bags.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? Put me on the payroll, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to do a job, do it.
Let me ask you, is the park being utilized by children or people who aren't acting up?
Unfortunately, the park is getting used more by outsiders or older adult children, or just adults, and they're smoking their weed, they're hanging out in their car, they're misbehaving, they're trashing the park, and then we get to look at it, and then we get to clean it up.
Consider just closing the park though for a while and reopening it?
That's not gonna happen. That's this is one of my conversations with the mayor. It's an ongoing conversation. You can't just shut the park. Because it's not just up to me. There's families that want the park, there's families that don't want the park, but there's families that want a better park. And that's what we want. We want a better park. And if the park is supposed to be for the youth or the young, then lower the basketball hoops.
Yeah.
Because the hoops are set for grown adults. The younger children don't want to go over there because there's graffiti all over the equipment. You got kids smoking weed before school starts, and these are school students smoking weed at the pavilion.
So that's why I was suggesting that if you close it for a short period of time, the people who are coming there who are creating mischief will find another place to go.
But if they close the park,
And then reopen it like in Mayor's.
they probably won't do that.
Put one of those smart light posts out there like we have downtown that has the cameras in it.
We have cameras installed.
And that hasn't made any.
Well, at least there's camera, like, they can start looking,
They can,
right? They can, I mean, if
The
they,
cameras actually
paying
helped with the
attention
incident
to
that
it.
happened a few months ago with the shooting and the car theft.
yeah.
But,
If-
it's
There's
just,
no
there's
consequences.
no, there's no
And
consequence,
nothing is gonna
Yeah,
be
it doesn't matter, yeah.
but, so that's
I had a
why,
drug dealer lived down the street from me for, I don't know, 10, 15 years?
20 years you lived down there.
20 years,
Yeah.
and I've watched the police go in and they do the flash bombs and knock it in,
Yeah.
and he's been in and out of jail. And there's been at least 2 incidents of dog fighting, and you can't get rid of him. And I understand he doesn't even own the house they're renting,
that's insane.
so I
The
don't,
good people suffer. Yeah,
and it's. I mean, for a while, there was cars driving slow and they would stop and then they would go up like they'd call and pull in front of his house and they'd do the drug deal and leave.
yeah, we've seen that at the park too. And I actually, there was an incident one morning when I walk every day, so I'm out there walking my dog, and there was this young adult female in her car. I don't know if she was ODing or what, she was definitely under the influence of something. Ambulance came, they took her away, towed her car, but it's an open park, and I understand that it could be used for something else if we complain enough, but I don't want apartments built there either. And I'm sure Roberta doesn't want a bunch of houses built there.
Correct.
It's nice to have that open space, but we want it to be used properly and to keep it safe, so.
I'm not so tough because we used to have in one area, before they could do some of the streets, we used to have a lot of drugs back there.
Mhm.
And I went to the police chief and everything, and they patrol back there all the time.
Yeah.
And they got rid of them.
Well, there is patrol, there was discussion about patrolling the area, so that's not a problem. But, I think, we just need to get a better understanding of how to make the neighborhood safe, how to accommodate the taxpayers, the homeowners that want to keep the neighborhood nice and not continue to give to the bad guy and push the good people out. Because again, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
People are leaving, they're not happy, they're selling their homes, they're leaving before it gets worse, before our property value drops as well. So thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, I know, I could like read it on your face that there
Yeah.
was something that
Yeah.
was there. Well,
I'll be at all of the meetings, so everybody can
Yes,
hear
please
me.
come hear me and please.
I do need your email though. I wanted to get it last
will-
time.
I'll be giving that to you tonight. Keep, bringing forth your concerns. Have you spoken to the Public Safety Committee?
I was at the last public safety committee, meeting, and I did address my concerns, and it was kind of radio silence after that. I have quite a few concerns, about, my feelings on that part, but
I know as far as the parks, we're concerned here, we can work with that park to make it more enhancements there.
yeah, let's.
If we can
yeah,
try.
We have to take it off.
Because there is a master park plan out there,
Yes.
and that's all included, that area is included in that. Now, the drawback to a lot of that is getting the funds, okay? To get things done, but, we can certainly help the community out with enhancements, in that park, we can certainly do that. As far as the public safety concerns, it's not a lot we can do, but I know that, speaking with town council and speaking with public safety committee, and I'm getting the feeling that you didn't have a really good, a lot of good feedback, public safety, which, I'm not apologizing for it, but I
yeah,
think
it's the same as us, like
Yeah.
you're just like gonna.
You just have to show up, and it's not gonna take one time, it's gonna take it's gonna take a lot of your effort, so, I'm constantly communicating with them, but if you're able to assist with the park situation, the fountain that was installed in our park, brand new, was leaking, and I contacted Public Works, and I said, you gotta send a contractor out here to take a look at this, it's flooding the property. They shut it off completely, they didn't fix it. So that's just those are the things that I'm talking about. It's like, okay, well, let's just take the easy way out and just shut it off. You don't have any water at all.
right,
That wasn't my ask.
that was the easy fix for them.
But, yeah, and that's okay, because I understand that it's a process. Things don't get done overnight, and I will continue to show up and I will continue to speak on behalf of myself and my community. And hopefully we'll get something resolved.
What I'm saying, guys, is something here.
Gonna make a note about that for the fountain.
Yeah, is the, the town plans events, a lot of events go into George Wright Park. That's where they usually go. We could plan events for out there. We could plan events on the side. That way, what the community will see, and I'm talking community, I'm talking, folks like her, can see that actually there's some good things going on into that park. Now, for the more negative community, which likes to hang out there, having a bunch of this stuff around is, bro, they're gonna go somewhere else.
Right.
It's the same thing with the police patrolling, like it feels like a slow thing, but to go with what you were saying, I've also have seen that. So there was a point in time downtown where I was Smyrna PD like twice a day. There's a dude not walking down the street. There's a guy passed out in my neighbor's backyard.
Yeah.
And it was constant, and I felt like I was nonstop, like nagging kind of thing. But it's just gotten better. It has gotten so much better, and it took a while. It felt like an eternity of like dealing with it. We also had a shooting out back, like, so I sympathize with you because I know how frustrating it is to put your money and to invest into something and to want to make that a forever home and then feeling like you have to go somewhere else just to be
Exactly.
safe.
Right.
So, I'm sad that you have that here, but, hopefully between the police chief, the mayor, whatever we
Yeah.
can help with.
Yeah.
Just getting a group out there and doing like a cleanup one Saturday a month and just like, we are here, you're not going to, run it out without somebody putting up a fight.
Yeah, the
However
negative
we can
community,
help.
right, the negative community is not gonna take over that park. Okay, it's the town park, they are not gonna take it over, and we need to let them know that. Now, what we don't need is, like, when we had Corinne going out there, who was a council person, and then directly confronting some of those older teenagers out there with no backup.
No, there's.
Wasn't exactly a smart thing to do. But, you know, she just wanted to tell them, you know, hey, this is not acceptable here. So stuff like that, we really don't want to do, but what we do want to do is if we can assist in any way for park improvements or anything going on in that park, we can certainly make recommendations, see what we can do. We can talk to the community about what they may feel might be an improvement out there. I think with, you folks don't have an HOA, do you, in Sunnyside?
It's listed as an HOA on the contract, but it's not, it is a maintenance fee.
And
That's
they,
another thing that I've been diving.
I was gonna say, and they don't even like collect it or
Maintenance
whatever,
for
right?
what?
Like,
Pardon?
Maintenance for,
It's listed as an HOA, but it's maintenance for the grounds of that area, Sunnyside, which to me is another, I'm investigating that too, so.
But if there's an HOA there, I'm just gonna invite them in here.
A lot of people have HOAs listed on their contracts and they bought their homes, and then some people do not have HOA listed, so they don't have to pay. It's only $50 a year, but that was another battling with them. Why am I paying an HOA if there's nothing that, there's
Yeah,
no
there's
incentive
something,
for
yeah.
it?
no.
And then, Vice Mayor, and I discussed it. She sent me a copy of the documentation. It's not, it's HOA, it's a maintenance fee.
Great,
But for what? No one knows.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Is it fenced? Is the park fenced in?
Partially, Bon Air, it has, a fencing breaking up Bon Air. But other than that, it's open, and I can walk into Bon Air if I wanted to.
You can walk around the fence, yeah.
Fence open.
I'm just
And they
thinking,
fix it now. It's
I've walked
fixed.
around that.
Yeah, and then they fixed it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if
Okay.
it was fenced in and they only had one entrance.
No, they would climb over, because that's what they used to.
Walk around it.
for.
Yeah.
well, thank you for caring.
Yeah.
And for showing up.
Thank you for
And,
coming.
Thank you
keep
for
fighting the
listening.
good fight. You will get somewhere and we will try to help as much as we can.
Persistence.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I really appreciate hearing that side of it too, like I
Yeah,
really didn't know
yeah.
anything about that, and I think from this committee too, anything positive that we can do, you know, like keep the light outshining the darkness, right? If the light's strong enough, then the darkness cannot prevail, and
Right.
so I think that, you know, the positive things and all of your input too, that we can do, and like Mike said, if there's improvements, that's something that we might be able to help, or bringing some of these events in that area.
I think that would be
That's
nice.
that,
Bon Air is right behind us.
yeah, so I think we should really think about that, but I agree with Jessica too, like. I know it's hard for you too, but the more you hear, the more you.
Oh, I know, yeah,
Vocalize.
you have to show up. You wanna make any changes.
Well,
results.
thank you for caring that much too.
Yeah.
You know, people can go ahead and complain on social media all they want about stuff and they never show up, so basically, we really don't, I don't even hear them.
Media at all.
So pay
It's
attention.
rather go.
And I honestly, when you guys said that at the last meeting, I went home thinking like, I wonder what park they're talking about, because I had no
Yeah,
idea
Sunnyside.
that Sunnyside, I've been in Smyrna my whole life. I didn't even know that Sunnyside had a park over there. I take my kids to the park at the end of Main Street by the lake. We go to the one at JVN, we go to George Wright. No idea Sunnyside even had a whole park.
Yeah, it's like, so it has a little track that you can walk around, which I do every day.
It's a good sized park.
But it was,
Yeah.
you know, when the basketball courts came in is when a lot of the traffic came in. You know, and people said that they put up a fight, but they lost the fight and the basketball court went in. And then they stopped taking their kids and they stopped bringing their grandchildren to the park because they didn't feel safe. I mean, I've gotten into confrontations with young adults at the park. You know, they were out there shooting weapons, fake weapons, but they looked real. It was airsoft or whatnot, or something like that.
Oh,
And I'm like, oh my gosh, my husband's military, PTSD Marine, you know, and I'm like, oh Lord, this kid is, you know, we thought they were riding by shooting, because there was a shooting not long before that. And the kid got super defensive, and he was coming at my husband, and I'm like, oh, this is not gonna end well. But we, you know, got the kid calmed down and just went on our way, but the youth really do need support. And I think having an event at Sunnyside would be a great way to bring in youth, because it's not just people own their homes, but there's also there's the townhomes and I think apartments in Sunnyside. And then you have, you know, just community on the other side with the single family homes. And there's a lot of children, you know, that are in the area and they get on the bus, some come to the park that are good and they want to be good. But if they have constant negative behavior and they're very influential. So if you have that constant bad behavior around you, and you don't have good positive reinforcement, you may, you know, you don't know where to go, or, you know,
Just
just
tried to fight the basketball courts. We really did, from Bon Air side too, and we didn't get nowhere with them. And like you said, when the basketball courts came in, that's when the trouble started.
you know,
And we have a situation with Hickory Hollow,
Yes.
yeah, I heard of
big
it.
time,
Mhm.
big
With the
time.
cars racing up and down.
Cars,
Yeah.
bikes, kids,
And then
basketball.
the cops give that because I called the cops and they'll sit there at different times and unmarked cars and everything, and as many tickets as they give out, it doesn't matter. They still speed up and down.
They cut right through people's property to get to,
Mhm.
you know, wherever they wanna go. They think it's a speedway. This Bon Air Circle that we have, that's a speedway for them.
Do you know if the basketball courts are they the ones that, is it just like one straight pole, or is it like the ones that can be raised and lowered?
That's a good
I
question.
think it's just one straight pole.
I think it's one street.
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't sure, cause I know like the ones at JVM that like, they have newer ones, but
come on.
they can be raised and lowered, so if possible, like if they are the ones that can be lowered, I think that would be a very easy thing to
Yeah, I
do.
mentioned that
To have them
the
just take
mayor,
them down.
The vice mayor as well. I think their main concern is, look, I hear you, we'll do what we can do, but we can't shut down the park. And we can't, at this point, take the basketball courts out, because if we take that out, we gotta put something there.
Yeah.
And, you know, I would not want that property to be developed into any kind of housing.
Yeah.
That would be a nightmare.
Well, the ideal situation would be to get the park in a safe and
Right.
usable condition for the
And I
community.
think for younger kids,
Yeah.
I don't need 30-year-olds or 25-year-olds coming to the park, it's for kids.
And there are other places where they can play basketball and.
Yeah, go
it's
to
like a-
YMCA.
Well,
Right.
Or another
over
park,
here.
a bigger park.
basketball hoops.
Right, Green Meadows has it?
People, so they
Yeah.
have somewhere safe.
Well, and is the park, so is there like playground equipment that's?
Yeah, they have
it's aimed
handicap
more-
swing and
Yes,
slide.
it's aimed at young
Yeah.
children
yeah,
anyway, so
Right.
it would make sense that like if the basketball hoops were lower, that they could
Yeah,
play with those. And there's a lot of nice courts over, my son used to play pickup all the time over there and it was great, you know, right,
Yeah.
so,
Well, if you-
redirect the older ones, because they'll sit there and they'll smoke their weed, they'll play the ball, they
Yeah.
eat their trash. And then they
Like
turn
high
off after they've done their smoking, and I'm like, somebody's gonna die.
They probably wouldn't wanna play as much if the hoops were set for like this,
No, they wouldn't.
so,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
they
that's
go somewhere
something,
else.
yeah.
I mean, at least, yeah, maybe just designate it more for that. age
That
group or
would
something.
be that's a great goal. A few of my neighbors want it out completely, but I understand that's.
But yeah, I mean, you guys shouldn't have to forfeit a whole park in your community just because of a couple bad
Right,
apples, so.
right.
Let's turn it into a gardening space, you know?
I had an idea for that, that if we took all of the open spaces in Smyrna. And the town of Smyrna teamed up with, let's say, FFA. And Department of Agriculture and whoever does SNAP. And we had community garden. And then all the food from the community gardens could go back into the community for people who are food insecure.
Right.
So it also could be Boy Scouts could go do some projects in there. So it could be a community space that would provide for those that are underprivileged. And you know, we have a gardening club here, and so the gardening club could go in and
They'd be the ones that could be expert for that.
There's 200 homeless children in Smyrna for the state of Delaware. I heard this today.
well, I need to know the definition of homeless. Because if you're living on somebody's couch or you're staying with a relative, that's homeless.
Mhm.
So I don't think it might be as bad as it, but doing something like providing food,
Mhm.
you know, in a community garden. And then joining it, just bring everybody from the community, like food bank in. And I even thought that after some of the food was made, that some of these restaurants who maybe are closed on a couple of days. Maybe the food bank could come in with their chefs and teach people how to.
Yeah, that's.
The food.
Yeah,
That you're producing.
give them
Because
some
many
basic
people
tools,
don't,
yeah.
a lot of people don't, they don't, they go buy hamburgers or whatever, because they don't know how to fix tomatoes and vegetables and stuff, and maybe that would be an inspiration to some of them.
And that might help a little bit with some of the issues of especially drug dealing in the community and everything. Which I know was one of your major concerns. If we have more, especially nutritious food that is accessible to those who are food insecure, might help lower. I remember reading about like in areas where there's like more food assistance need, there's lower drug dealing because people aren't having to resort to drug dealing to put food on the table for their families. So being able to have a larger food assistance program for the community and everything like that could help lower that issue that I know that you were really talking about, which was the drug dealing and everything.
Yeah, just, we need.
We got a lot on your street.
I was gonna mention to you, how about you like a community garden in Parkway Manor? I've already talked to Tabby about it.
I was gonna talk to, what was her name? I was gonna talk to Kate about it.
We also get it's still owned by the person who had their house arsoned there.
Are you sure? Because they haven't paid tax.
From what I know, it's still owned by her, yeah. But apparently this person owes a lot of back money, including the house demolition that she never paid for. That's the town did.
I'm surprised they haven't taken that.
Oh, it was 2 years before they took that,
2 years
that
for
house
the-
down. The walls, part of the walls were up, there was no roof. There was kinds of straight.
Parkway Manor, the house that was arsoned.
Grass was like this high, but there's 2 fruit trees there that I noticed the fruit is just rotting.
It's just rotting on the trees.
And if we could clear the space, make it a community garden. And then set up some tables and anybody could bring their fruit and vegetables and put it on the table. And anybody who's insecure could come and pick it up only at designated times, because I don't want a bunch of homeless people and whatever living in there.
Well, the thing is, we had asked the neighbors who had properties, adjacent. The last thing they wanted was a park. They didn't want people hanging out in there.
Yeah, that's.
And of course,
true.
it's a building lot, is what it is. It's surrounded all,
I mean, it's good.
a
stuff.
garden, though, they kind of thought that might not be a bad idea, but, we have to go through the legal process of who owns that property, and I know the fire marshal controlled the whole situation for a long while. And
Maybe be able to get
because
some
the
funding.
person who arsoned that house was called.
Get some funding.
You get federal funding from whoever runs SNAP, you can
Yeah.
get state from the Department of Agriculture, Health and Social Services. You
So they
can
don't
get
even provide-
FFA come in and help, the Boy Scouts.
There's a lot of help with that, yeah.
Yeah, they
Uh,
provide teaching courses and things like that.
Food bank puts, and they have a chef program. So I see a lot of potential.
Yeah.
for
What
that
I will do
program.
is I will keep having Tabby check on this to see what the legal status of that property. She was talking about the town buying it. And I'm not sure the money's there for that, but we're gonna have to see. The owner had said that she was gonna rebuild there.
We like them.
But
They were good guys.
but the thing is, what she meant by rebuilding was she was gonna put a mobile home there,
Yeah.
which you can't do in town of Smyrna. So I'm not sure where all that sits right now, but anyway, Debbie, is there something that you had tonight for us? Okay. I didn't want to, you've been sitting there patiently. I didn't want to ignore you. But okay,
Next meeting, December 18th, are we doing 17th, we doing the third Wednesday?
third Wednesday, yes.
December 17th, next meeting?
December 17th, here at 6 p.m.
Did you hear about Joe?
Hmm?
Did you hear about Joe?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
December 17th.
I didn't want to put that on the website because I didn't want people seeing that and then going in there,
I guess.
breaking in or whatever.
I would do mine.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, his
So-
whole family, his family's been
Uh,
there since the day it happened. And,
something, so about.
The past 4 or 5 days, they've been taking
Well,
stuff
and
out
those
or
are-
whatever, but I didn't want to put it on our
Yeah,
parkway.
I hadn't seen the boys.
I'm gonna send the guidelines to you all.
Brandon and Georgia. I didn't see them.
I don't, you can do work.
We'll go to adjourn.
Are we adjourning?
We are adjourning?
Are we adjourning?
Motion for adjournment? Okay, we are adjourning.
7:30, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for.
Yeah, thank you all so much.